Hey everybody, happy Thursday. This is where my Ryzen 5 journey begins. I've been buying some parts. I'm doing a build for my daughter. It's around 700 and it's going to feature the Ryzen 5 1600. And I bought it online already, so I'm here to pick it up. Be back in a few minutes with my Ryzen. Yeah! Hey, I'm back. I'm done shopping at Micro Center. Yay! All right, let me show you what motherboard I went with here. If I can get this dumb thing out of the bag. I went with the Tomahawk B350 board. They didn't have any in stock, so hopefully this refurbished one is just somebody didn't like it. But because it's refurbished, or a store return I should say, it was only $87, and Micro Center has these cool deals where if you buy a Ryzen chip you get $50 off your motherboard. So here it is, my Ryzen 5 1600 B350 board. I got $50 off this board. So these three items here. I also got my daughter a new hard drive. I was going to use an old one, but I was trying to keep her budget around 700, but with that hard drive I went over 700. But I'd rather it be a brand new hard drive. And Western Digital black drives have a 5-year warranty. They're good drives. Of course, I couldn't afford to put a SSD in this build. She'll have to decide if she wants that later on, or a M.2 NVMe or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, these three items cost $342. Not bad, I would say. Anyway, the rest of the build is a RX 480. I got some HyperX Predator DDR4 3000 memory. I got a Corsair 750 watt power supply, and I got a Thermaltake case. It's not a fancy case, not one with a side panel or anything, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing a build video. But first I gotta get this home and see if it even boots up, being that this is a return. Otherwise I gotta return this and get another board. Let's hope this works. Bye for now. Okay everybody, I'm home now. Got all the parts laid out here for this build. It's featuring the Ryzen 5 1600, which you can see over there on the left. Got the MSI B350 Tomahawk motherboard. Got a Western Digital black 1 terabyte hard drive. The case I'm using is there in the background. It's a Thermaltake Versa H24. We got an MSI RX 480 4 gigabyte. Got a Corsair CX750M power supply, and I've got 16 gigs of HyperX Predator DDR4 3000 memory. So anyway, my daughter said she had 700 to spend on a PC, and my total cost for all these parts was $730. Now mind you, not everything you're looking at is brand new. I got the memory, the power supply, and the RX 480 on eBay. I got the case from Newegg, and I got the hard drive, motherboard, and CPU from Micro Center. Anyway, now it's time to do this build. But first, I have to get the motherboard up and running. Make sure it posts, because that is a store return. That motherboard might be an issue. We'll find out. Be right back. Okay, we are back. So here's the MSI B350 Tomahawk motherboard. Here's my, or I should say my daughter's, Ryzen 5 1600. Now when you go to install this, find that little gold triangle. It's only in one corner, as you can see, the upper left there. And on your socket, there's a corresponding gold triangle. You lift up this lever here. The gold triangle on the board is up here. There's my gold triangle. And you basically just position it till you feel it drop in like that. I mean, you can't really see it on video that it dropped in, but once it's dropped in, you put a little pressure in the middle and push the little lever back into the lock position. Bada boom, bada bing. CPU is installed. Now to install the cooler this comes with, you can see we have 4 screws on here. What you need to do is remove these 4 screws, remove these little brackets, and screw down the CPU into the back plate. Be right back. Okay, so now I've got the cooler installed. I remove those little brackets, and the cooler screws into the back plate with the 4 screws. And you basically want to go back and forth on them, tightening them a little until they get snug. Don't wrench down on them, they'll snug up and then we'll be fine. Now we want to take our CPU fan, find the fan header that says CPU fan, which is this guy over here, right there. Plug it in. Now I put a little nut in the cable this, so it's not flopping around in here. It makes it a little more tidy. And if I could plug the dang thing in. There it goes. Alright. Now get that up over there out of the way. Now, one thing I like to do before I put the board in the case is to do this. Put in the CPU, the cooler, and install a RAM. And I'm going to hook it up to the monitor, make sure it posts. Otherwise, you know, you go through all the trouble of building it, and then you're going to fire it up and it doesn't post. But first, I'm going to do this. And you'll notice on a RAM there's the notch in the middle, and one side of the connectors is shorter and one side is longer. In the RAM slots, you can see the little notch right here. So just when you go to install RAM, make sure you find the side, which one is the long side, which one is the short side, and match it up before you slot it in there. I need 2 hands to do this, so be right back. Okay, so I just wanted to point out something. I should have put the cooler with the AMD logo over here. It would still have had plenty of room to plug it into the fan header, but I can't. I have 4 sticks of RAM here. But I can't get it in that one slot because that's blocking it. But for now, if I were to take this off and reorient it, I have to reapply thermal paste, so I'm not going to do that right now. This will be good enough to at least see if it posts. So let's get a video card in here, hook it up to the monitor, and see if it posts, and call it a day. Be right back. Okay, so I'm ready to power this thing on. And let's see if we get something on the screen over there. This is a old Asus HD 6670. I'm just using it for testing. The RX 480 is down there still. But anyway, got my power supply hooked up. Plug in the 24 pin connector, 8 pin connector. There's usually a little switch over here, you'll make sure that's in the on position. And down here in the corner of the board, 2 of these pins are the power switch. And you basically got to jumper them to power on the board. And we got power. We got LEDs lit up. Let's see if we get an image on the screen over there. Now I've heard people saying these boards can take up to 30 seconds to post, so I'm going to be patient and not just instantly assume this. It's all knives and daggers right now. The lights are flashing. A little red light was blinking there. Come on. There it goes. Did you see that? It's wanting me to hit a F1 or F2, but I don't got a keyboard hooked up right now. But you saw that, right? It took a long time for it to finally post. But this is a good sign. Now I just gotta get in the BIOS. I gotta hook a keyboard up to this thing. Okay, here we go again. Now I got a keyboard. Let me see if I get in the BIOS. There's a Wi-Fi keyboard. Plugged in a little dongle. Turn the power back on. Remember when you're powering on a board without a case, you don't got a power button, you just got to short those 2 pins down here to fire it up. As you can see, the fans are now spinning. It's powered on. Now let's just wait. This is probably something that will be fixed with BIOS updates, I would believe. The fact that it takes so long to post, but there it goes. Saw something on the screen for a second. Hey, it went right into the BIOS. I didn't even have to hit anything on the keyboard. But it lives. Alright. That's about all I got for now. When I got the whole thing built, I can reorient the CPU to get all the RAM installed. I will be showing you what this thing can do. Anyway, bye for now.